Okay, hello and welcome back. Let us start with this new video. In the previous video, we have already learned certain set of modification tools. Okay, just for a small reminder, we have already completed move command, copy command, rotate command, scale command, as well as mirror command. After which we also completed fillet command, chamfer command. Along with that, we also completed trim and extend command as well. Now today we are going to learn a little bit interesting modification tool, you can say, to be precise. This modification tool will help you to create a design in a much faster way. The tool which we are going to learn today is offset, join, and explode. The first tool is offset. Okay, for that the command is O enter. Okay, next tool is join, which is pretty simple. That is J enter. And the last one is explode, which is X enter. Okay. So these three tools we are going to learn today, that is offset, join, and explode. Okay. Now let us start with the first one, that is offset. So let's say I have a line here, okay, of any value, of any length. I want to create a copy in the same direction in which the line is created, or we can say a parallel copy. So what we can do is we can go to offset, O enter. Okay. Here it is asking me to define the distance by which I want to create an offset. So let's say for this example, I'm going to keep the offset distance of 10. It can be very less or it can be more because we don't know the distance or the length of the line. So here I'm providing 10 and pressing enter. Now it is asking me to select an object which you want to offset. So I'm selecting the object. Now based on where I'm keeping my mouse, you can see the offset is coming in that direction. So for example, if I keep my mouse in this direction, so it's creating a copy at a distance of 10 with a fixed side. Okay, either on this side or on this side. So if I click here, you can see my offset is ready. Now the problem with offset is you can only select one object at a time. You cannot offset multiple objects. Okay. So for example, here again the offset is asking you to select a line. I can select and create an offset. Okay. Now if you want to create multiple offset, I can select it and I have an option here called multiple. So if I activate multiple, then I just simply need to go on and click, okay, to create multiple offsets. So it will be very easy for me to create this many number of lines. Not only that, let's say I have a circle of any defined radius value. I can go to offset. Let's say this time I'll set the offset value to 12. Enter. Then I'll select the circle and create an offset like this. Okay. Again, if I want multiple copy, I can select and choose multiple. Then I can create multiple copies like this. Okay, for offset. So this is how simple offset command is going to be. Now notice one thing. If I have a rectangle, okay, if I have a rectangle, okay, a single geometry, because rectangle is generally created with one single command, so it is a different form of geometry, okay, other than line. Now if I offset this rectangle, it is not offsetting one side of the rectangle, it is offsetting the entire rectangle like a frame. Okay, so it is offsetting the entire rectangle like a frame. So similarly, if I make a line like this, for example, I'm using ortho to create a rectangle out of lines. This time my rectangle is created with individual lines. So if I offset, then this line will be offsetted separately, this will be offsetted separately, this will be offsetted separately, and also this will be offsetted separately. Okay, so how to offset all of these together? This is where the second command comes in picture, that is join. Okay, for example, when I highlight this rectangle, okay, and if I zoom in, you can see it is categorized as polyline. Polyline means multiple lines which are joined together. Okay, similarly here, if I highlight this object, this is categorized as line because we have created this with individual line. So to join all the things together and to convert this set of lines to polyline, I can use this command called join. Okay, so once I press J enter join, it will ask me to select objects. So I'll select all the objects and I'll press enter. Okay, now this is also converted to a polyline. Now if I offset with a distance of 12, you can see the entire thing is getting offset at once. Okay, similarly, if I have multiple lines like this and if I want to offset all of them together, I can first join them, then I can go for offset, and then I can choose the distance, and then I can create an offset whichever I want to. So this is how I can create an offset like this. Okay, so I hope you understood how to use offset and join command. The last command for the day, okay, it is a very short and simple lecture. The last command for the day is known as explode command. Explode is exactly reverse of join. That means it will separate the object, or it will convert complex object into a simpler object. For example, polyline is a complex geometry, so it will convert that polyline to a simpler geometry like line. For explode, we'll type X-Center, and here it will ask me to select an object. I can select all three polylines together, or if you want, I can select only one by one. Once the selection is done, I can press select object, then I can press enter. Now something happened, but visually nothing is visible. Why? Because these lines are just separated from their group. Okay, so explode is like converting complex object to a simpler object. Join command, if I define join command, this will convert set of lines and arc which are joined together, which are touching together, to a single polyline. So technically lines and arc both will work. So one example for that as well. For example, if I have few lines like this and also a fillet here of radius 30. So I have a fillet here of radius 30, fillet here of radius 30, and a fillet here of radius 30. In this case, this is an arc, this is a line. So if I join them together, again this will be a polyline. So polyline can also have arc. Okay, polyline can also have arcs. Now again I can offset this whole thing with a distance of 12, and this is how offset is going to work. Okay, so you can create some complex shapes and complex things just by using offset. Okay, just by using offset, join and explode. Now for the next practice diagram, this is going to be very important. Although the lecture is short, but the practice diagram is going to be considering all the diagrams which you have done in the past. Okay, so this practice diagram is taking in consideration all these diagrams which you have achieved in the past. Okay, so in this diagram you have to create this object. Okay, I know the value is not very readable for now, so what I'll do is I'll increase the size of those values. Okay, so let's say I'll just change the text size so it is much more readable as compared to what it is right now. Okay, so now let's say this is the diagram. I'll read out the values. I will even zoom to certain areas so that you can always come back to the video and see the values. Starting with these two circles, inner circle is of diameter 28, outer circle is of 44. Then these two circles, 40 and 18. This set of circles and this set of circles are away from each other with a distance of 48 and 19. Okay, then there is a geometry here. Generally it is known as slot. Okay, this geometry is normally identified as slot. Okay, this geometry, the radius of the center is 60. The angle here of the start and the end is 40 degree. The radius of the inner one is 11. The radius of the outer one is 12, and this will be more than enough to create this geometry. Okay, now again this part over here, that is 148, that is a distance to the another geometry or another slot. Again here you can see the distance of 22 and 44, that is the inner and outer distance, and here the center to center distance is 22. Okay, then we have a tangent arc here of radius 44. We have a tangent arc here of radius 16. Then again we have a tangent arc here of radius 16. Here we have a center point arc or center point circle of radius 35, and we also have a line starting from this circle going up to this arc, tangentially connected. So this is how this diagram is going to get completed. So this was a brief explanation about the diagram. In the next session, I'll be creating this diagram and showing it to you. Okay, so by that time you can try and you can practice, and the next video will be out soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.